Baby, I want you. Take a touch. I got faith.
I just want to give a big thank you to the founders of FutureStars Sports for inviting me out to the event that they had. FutureStars Sports basically helps connect Canadian soccer talent to US and Canadian colleges, universities, and professional clubs. I'm going to be putting all their information in the description down below, so make sure you guys go check it out if you want to learn more. But yeah, going back to December 13th to the 15th, I was only there for December 13th. They had the event at the Ontario Soccer Center. Very well organized. They had 130 players come out. Again, this was in Woodbridge, the OSA, the Ontario Soccer Association Center. Very well organized. Again, I have to emphasize that because from what I seen on December 13th was amazing what they were able to put together. Not only that, they had photographers, they had videographers, they had a DJ, 130 players come out to showcase their skills, and they were live streaming the event for coaches, scouts, to select players for their schools, for the pro teams. And again, 130 players came out to show what they got, and you only get that if you have a platform like FutureStar Sports to put together. So again, a big thank you to Reafe and Jeff. So I would highly recommend you guys to check out FutureStar Sports. The proof is in the pudding. 130 players came out from December 13th to the 15th to showcase what they got to reach their next level. Whether it's college, university, or pro, FutureStar Sports is that platform that can help you guys, and I would highly recommend for you guys to check them out. Hey everyone, Cream Ray here, and today I have the founders of FutureStar Sports. I have Reafe Anderson and Jeffrey Valcuis. I think I butchered that. Jeffrey, did I butcher that?
It's all right. Jeffrey Valcuis, but that's all right.
So first of all, I just want to again, just thank you guys for inviting me out on December 13th to the 15th. Well, I only came out to December 13th. Got to see what you guys were doing, and it was awesome. You guys had 130 players come out, so it was a very successful operation. But yeah, before we dive into that, can you guys just please introduce yourself?
Yeah, started out Reafe Anderson. Obviously one of the founders of FutureStars Sports with Jeffrey. And I played soccer for many years growing up. Started when I was about 4 years old. Played all my life. Played in the provincial team. Got a 4-year scholarship. Went to States in America. Played at Campbell University and came back. Pursued the professional level. Didn't work out, and just started doing FutureStars, helping the next generation of kids who want that opportunity to go to the next level. So that's a little bit about me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, to piggyback off of Reafe, kind of similar. As you guys know, my name is Jeff. Like we've said, we created FutureStars to give back and to really help the players in the area. But I actually grew up in the States. Actually, I grew up in Florida, played soccer over there, and when I did move to Canada, it was only for a small period of time. Then I moved right back to the States, 4-year scholarship, played NCAA, and then when I came back, pursued the professional levels, but it's so difficult when you don't have guidance and you don't have help. So that's where we felt there was a lack in the community, is how can we help the youth to really transcend from high school to college and then college to the pros. So that's where we come in.
Awesome. So, I mean, you guys already know I love what you guys are doing. I said that before. But, what makes you guys different from, all the other competitors that you guys have? What makes you guys different from everyone else?
I'll just say a little bit on my end before Jeff gives his part. But I believe the difference is we actually care. We actually care about these players. It's not about, getting a dollar. It's not about money for us. It's actually about making a difference. Growing up when you're playing soccer as a kid, it's one of the sports you love so much. And what we tend to understand what's happening with soccer nowadays is if you don't have money, you cannot play. And the background that I grew up in, my parents didn't really have the money, but my club coaches were able to say, you know what, it's okay, because the game now is not about money, it's about you developing as a player. And they gave me an opportunity, and I loved it. You know what I mean? I love the fact that they believed in me as a player, and I was able to showcase myself and become a great player. And I didn't have to worry about money. And a lot of the kids nowadays, if they don't have money, they can't get that opportunity. So for us, it's really about helping the kids. If you don't have money, it's okay. No matter what, FutureStars is here to build you as a player, to give you an opportunity, especially for those kids who can't really afford it or who don't have an understanding of, what do I have to do to get to a level? How am I going to get there? So really and truly, I want to say that sets us apart from everybody else, actually caring for these kids and actually getting it done. We have over 100+ kids that we've helped, and they've all got signed. And, a lot of people, they don't really get it done. So I would say that's really one of the things. Jeffrey, what would you say?
It's just, again, just to stick on that notion about that we care. It's really about, you're taking a player, and let's be honest, it's only a small percentage of players that are actually going to go pro. But that's not really the goal here. The goal is to make a difference in these young men or young females' lives, right? You're taking a kid that, like we said, have been playing a sport their whole lives. Maybe they don't have the guidance, they don't have the infrastructure or the pathway to understand that, okay, what's next? But we come in, we help these guys get a 4-year degree. Some of these guys now are not playing soccer anymore, but they're making 80K because they have a degree. They can come back home and work, right? They can change their destinies. They can change their family's path, right? Some kids do go pro. That's why we do this, and that's what sets us apart. A lot of companies, a lot of different organizations, they see the dollar sign, because soccer, sports in North America, across the world, is a lucrative business. But that's all right. I would rather make a difference in young men and females' lives rather than make a dollar, to be honest.
Absolutely. I mean, just to drop some numbers here, there's, going back to what you were saying, Jeff, there's 250 million players in the world, that just play soccer at different levels. And there's, as you were saying, there's a very small number of pros. There's only 130,000, according to FIFA's 2019 report, pro players, 130,000. That's like not even 1%. 1% would be 2.5 million. But again, you guys are doing something great. You guys are providing guidance to the players that need to make that next step from high school to college or high school to university. So can you guys just share a little bit of the process of, how players can reach out to you guys, how players could get in contact and showcase their skills and be on your platform?
Yeah, so there's different ways, right? So the very first way is that, we have eyes everywhere, right? We're always scouting. We're looking to reach out to the next best talents. But they can always contact us as well, through our website, through our social media, through friends or family, or whatever the case may be. Very easily accessible in that manner. But also we host events like you were part of. We host events, we host programs where they can sign up and have their voice be heard, or have their talents be seen. And in that way, we can better assist them.
Got it. So I'm going to be dropping the links down below in the description area. Can you just drop the website link right now?
Drop the website link? Okay.
Yeah, it's, what is it? www.
Oh, you want to say
FutureStars.net. Yeah.
Got it. Can you just repeat that again, Reafe?
Yeah, www.FutureStarsSports.net.
Got it. So you guys go check that out. Now, I was going to say this before. I'm going to say this now. You guys picked the name FutureStars Sports. Why that name?
Yeah, that's a good question. When we sat down, I remember when we sat down, we're thinking of a name for a while. And it was, for me, and Jeffrey, you can correct me, I believe it was like, these are the next future stars of Canada. These players here, we're looking for the best talents in Canada, because Canadians don't get a lot of opportunity. So it's like, you know what, these are the next future stars of Canada. So I think that name rang a bell in our head, and we decided to go with it. But Jeff, what would you say?
Yeah, like I said, Reafe actually named it. To be honest, I don't know if he remembers, but we were just talking and in passing, and then Reafe said, "Listen, these are the future stars," and it's stuck ever since, right? We were always planning on in that time to have a sit down and actually pick a name, but because that stuck and we went with it. But like we've said, it perfectly
Fit.
defines what these boys are. And a star doesn't mean, yeah, you're a professional. Again, it means that you're a future star of your family. You could be a first generation student or person in your family that went to college or university, that's got a degree, that was able to buy a house, right? You're a star, right? So you're a future star, and that's all it is. So that's why the name is, iconic, and I think it's really resonates within the community.
Right. Yeah. The reason why I asked that question is because, it's going to be posted on YouTube. This is a platform, One Soccer Nation, where we could share these, beginnings of Future Star Sports, the platform for players to showcase their abilities and skills. Like, it's something that players wear on their chest, close to their heart. So that's the reason why I asked, and I wanted to share it on the platform.
Yeah.
And just going back to December 13th, you guys had 130 players come out. This is not your first time doing this. How did it feel for you guys to pull it off and to continue the success that you guys are doing?
I would say every year it's like, it's one of the best feelings, because you're like, again, another year we're able to make difference. We're able to help out some of the boys, and not all 135 players are going to get help, but at least 50 players out of there, or if it's 10, or even if it's 5, our goal is that we helped a decent amount of players every single year achieve their goal and help their parents, whether that be a full ride or it's 75%. So it was a great feeling. Every year it's a great feeling to see the boys come out and just seeing these guys who are actually searching for an opportunity. It's one of the best feelings ever. It's like, if you buy your mom a house, you'd be super happy to see her reaction, So it's like one of those things where it's very close to our heart, and we wear it on our sleeves every day that, we really did this. We really helped them out. So definitely excited.
For sure, like we said, it's the best feeling. Every year it gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
So, the the amount of kind of reach we have, it's great to see how much coaches come out, how much coaches are so invested and looking at the boys that we hand select and pick out. Because again, although you came and you saw there was 130, 135 players, but those players earn the right to be there, either through trials, video submission, or going through our scouting network. They earn the right to be there. So with that being said, like we said, it's a great feeling to see that they're hungry for an opportunity and coaches are so invested. So yeah, and it's growing every year. So it's a great feeling for sure.
Got it. I just wanted to share a cool experience. All right, so I was upstairs by the DJ area. I remember the DJ. He used to play football as well. He gets a call from Reafe saying, "Play the music." Like, I think it was like the old Canada or something. This is the coolest thing. I've seen the whole operation go. I'm like, oh, this is cool. I just wanted to drop that in the video. But yeah, so we're located in Canada, in the GTA. Where do you guys have a home yet? Do you guys plan to have a home, or where are you guys located, right? Because players and parents know where to reach you guys online. But what about physically, right? You guys hosted at the OSA, the Ontario Soccer Center Association. But is there any like physical location that you guys consistently stay at, or?
Not necessarily. So because of the fact that it's a more of a consulting and recruiting kind of service. So it's not a physical, okay, can we go in somewhere and sit down with you, right? So if we were ever to want to meet up with a client or have meeting. We have office spaces for that. Or sometimes we use different facilities like at the OSA or the soccer center, or we try to make it convenient for the player, right? Because our outreach is so large, it's difficult to have a home base, right? We service, we're talking about players from all over Ontario. We've had players from Quebec,
Eng-
England, the States.
yeah.
We can't necessarily have a home base. So a lot of times, right, we're trying to make it convenient for the clients. So we kind of go to them or see what's kind of near where we can have a good meeting if they want something in person. But if not, I think the best way, like you said, is by online, email, calls, and so on and so forth.
Got it. Last two questions. So I had more questions, but I'm gonna just cut it down to two more questions. So you guys are helping players. You guys help them get into college, university, pro, the next level, whatever they want, right? But what if, parents watching this, players watching this are skeptical or don't know what to expect? Like, what would you say to them right now, like through this video to, say, give us a chance, contact us, or, come see what we've done, right? Like, this is our track record. What would you say to them?
That's a good question. I would say honestly, the proof is in the pudding. You know what I mean? Is we don't have time to lead people astray. You can check our website. You can see every single year it's been bigger. And honestly, if I was to give a percentage, out of 100%, we've been 99% successful. And that 1% is the kids that decided they didn't want anymore on their choice. Now, not everybody, as we said, is going to get a full scholarship. Not everybody's going to get, you know, a pro opportunity. But what you will get if you are a player that is at that level. And now we don't just work with anybody. That's one of the main things. If you have what it takes, we will be able to do our part. You have to do your part. Now, so for the parents, it's really just believing in your son, believing in the program, and just being there with them 100%. If they get an opportunity for school, you got to understand, okay, this is a big school. This school is going to offer my son $30,000. I have to pay $10,000. Is that parent going to understand this is their kid's future? I'm going to pay the $10,000 that he has to pay, or I'm going to say, no, he needs a full ride, so it's just the parents understanding that, it works both sides. They got to do their part, believe in their kids, believe in us, and we just get it done. We have so far. And it is what we're not going to sugarcoat anything. If you really don't want to kind of join or try, you can just go elsewhere. We're not here for that,
So, like Reafe is saying, it's there, right? And the community knows, everybody talks, they know what it is. But for this, like you said, for the skeptics, just this year, a lot of players using other organizations have now come across and said, hey, please
right,
help us, right? And again, like we've said, is they have to kind of go through evaluation period of, is this player at the level to be assisted by us? Because we have a brand as well. But, with all that being said, I think the biggest, I think, ease that any parent can hear or any player can hear is that we're actually here to take care of you. We're actually here to help you. So no matter what, if you are part of the FutureStars family, you will be taken care of no matter what. And that's why we have almost 100% success, is because you're not another number to know. We know every single player's name personally. Every single player you saw at that combine, we knew them inside and out. So if a coach calls me and said, hey, I like number 17 on red, I already knew. I don't have to look him up and see whose name and where he plays. I know all that information because I know the player, right? We know the player. So that level of care and expertise, I don't think you'll get anywhere else, to be honest.
Got it. Last question. What are the goals? What are the short-term goals for FutureStar Sports and long-term goals for FutureStar Sports?
Yeah, so, of course, a lot of goals. So for short term, like I said, now that we're in the recruiting period, is that we're looking to place our players in the next short bit. So stay tuned for that. You're gonna and follow our social media platforms. You're gonna see a lot of players being posted and and completing deals. So that's gonna be for the short term, and then we have a couple of more events coming up that we're not gonna say yet, but definitely stay tuned for in the short term. And for the long term, I'll let Reafe take that one away for sure.
For the long term, I want to say we want to have our own facility. We always talked about this. We want to build an organization where we have a Future Stars Academy, where we're building our players from the ground up. And honestly, having all our players reach that MLS level. So long term is eventually turning this into an agency where we're agents representing our players, building our own facility, and just training our kids ourselves and getting them to that level so they're ready for these college coaches. I think that's the biggest thing: is are these kids going to be ready, and can we get them ready? And I feel like long term, if we have them in our care, they'll be perfect and ready for that. So that's definitely one of our long term goals.
Absolutely, that's exciting. I'm glad to see it from the kind of beginnings. You guys already got, you know, what's it called? The momentum moving forward already. You guys got that snowball effect. So I'm excited to see what happens next. And yeah, again, I just want to thank you guys for joining the One Soccer Nation podcast. Jeff, Reafe, I can hope to continue to build our relationship and have some sort of collaboration, business side, whatever it is in the future.
Yeah, 100%. You're here, we're here, we're all here to grow and learn from each other. So, whatever we can do on our end to help One Soccer grow, whatever One Soccer can do to help Future Stars grow, it's a community that we're here to build together. So, definitely.
For sure. Thanks for having us. We've been following you for a while, and you're doing great things. It's great that you're shedding light on these different organizations and cultures and players within our community, and we're definitely excited to be a part of it for sure.
Absolutely. Again, thank you for joining the One Soccer Nation podcast, and I look forward to the future.
Thank you.